Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a review and it's also going to be first impressions because I opened this package with you guys here on camera. Today we're going to be talking about the new Jdez palette, the ice cream shop. I was actually not going to purchase this palette, you guys. It was just not screaming my name. I tell you guys in the video a little bit about why. Y'all are gonna be shocked. Y'all are gonna be shocked just like me. But I did an Insta story poll question kind of thing and you guys really wanted to see a review on this palette. So here it is on my eyes today. You know, I feel fierce right now, okay? I feel fierce. Hey guys, before we jump into the review, if you're not yet a part of TSQUAD family and you would like to join, don't forget to subscribe in the link down below. Next to that little red button, there is also a bell. Don't forget to click that so YouTube alerts you every time I upload a video, which I have some pretty bomb-ass videos coming up, so you want to subscribe and hit that bell. Also, don't forget to like this video if you like my review / first impressions. Very honest, very raw reviews as always. You guys know me. I'm as real as it's gonna get. With that being said, guys, don't forget to follow me on Snapchat and on Instagram because when I'm not here, I'm most likely over there. Yeah, and with that being said, let's go ahead and get started into this first impressions eye look review. You know the drill. So here we are. I'll probably do like a get ready with me using, you know, her products in Spanish, but today's video is going to be in English. Obviously, you're speaking English, Tanya. Anyways, I did went ahead and like do my notes in Spanish because I really did think that I was going to film this video in Spanish, but I started doing it and I was like, you know what, me estoy trabando demasiado. I was like, girl, do you. Anyways, you guys know that I already have a review up on my channel on the OMG palette that she has, as well as her lipsticks. If you guys, in case you guys are wondering what I think about those products, those videos are already on my channel. I want to say they're old. I want to say a year old probably. I don't know. I have the base of my face already done. I have a little bit of aura on my skin with some snow dust from her OMG palette. Today we are going to be talking about the brand new palette that Jdez just released, you guys. Crazy. I'm super excited. It came in a bubble wrap. And it also came like stuck to the box so that way it doesn't like move around, which I really appreciate because we could have had like damage, you know? I'm now going to talk a little bit about the actual product itself and then I'm going to go ahead and do like a little demo on my eyes and kind of give you guys my full on raw review if I think this product is worth it or not. To be very honest with you guys, before we get started though, when I saw this on the internet, I wasn't crazy about it. I wasn't like, oh, I need that palette in my life. I was just not feeling it. I feel like the shades, I have them in like other palettes, one, and then two, I saw a lot of like swatches on the internet and just by looking at the shadows like in photos, they look very chalky and kind of dry, if that makes sense. But I don't know anything. I don't know if maybe that's just me, you know, that's just me, like what I think off of like seeing the palette online. I have not touched it. I have not played with it. I just received it. So yeah, this is what the palette looks like up close. It just says the ice cream shop, like eyes as an ice cream, you know, I think that's so cool. I really like the packaging. I feel like it's very chic-y, you know, it's very Jackie, you know what I mean? And on the back, it just says it's a neutral palette. It has the brand, the ingredients, all of that good stuff. This does come with a sleeve. So this is the sleeve of the palette. Jackie does say that this, you know, keeps your palette, you know, clean or whatever. To be very honest with you guys, I throw this away. I'm just gonna be real with you. I throw this away. I never keep them to like, you know, keep the palettes clean or anything like that. I always throw it away. The palette looks exactly the same as the actual sleeve and when you open it, it does come with a mirror. It has this little protective thingy right here and you have the shades right there. So it does come with 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 shades. It comes with 4 metallic shimmery shadows and then the rest of them are matte. Wait, no, because if if I'm seeing this right, these two here have some type of like satiny finish, because I do see some type of sparkle coming from within. I might be wrong, but as always, I don't like to do swatches. As always, I'm gonna, disclaim this before I get started. I'll swatch a couple on my hand, but I'm not about the swatch life, because shadows can either swatch very beautifully and perform like shit on your eyes, and vice versa. So that's why I don't really like to do swatches, because most of the time they just don't perform the same as they do on your arm, if that makes sense. So I don't know. This palette does retail for $31, and in my opinion, you guys, I feel like that is a perfect price point. To be very honest with you, I even think it's a little bit cheap. $31 for 10 shadows in a palette like this. I feel like, just by looking at it, I feel like palettes usually round from $40 up to $50 depending, I do have to test it on my eyes. Like I said, I do have to see the quality and kind of see if it's actually worth the money or not. But 31 off of first impressions, I feel like it's cheap for this palette. Alright guys, so that is all the information that I'm just gonna throw out there from this palette, because she does have a video dedicated to this, so I don't really want to go too much in depth. Okay, so that's one of the shades. Oh, and by the way, I love the shade names, because I'm from Jalisco as well, and I feel like the shades kind of like have a little bit of, our Mexican culture in there, like cajeta, horchata, dulce de leche, rompope. I really, really like them. So I'm just gonna swatch. They swatch really, really nice. Ooh. Okay, so that black shade there has a lot of gray in there, but it is very, very pigmented, as you guys can see. So I don't like to judge a palette by swatches. As always, I like to apply them on my eyes. Before we get started though, if you want me to review any products, concealers, foundations, anything that's new out on the market, please let me know and leave it in the comment section down below. And with that said, let's jump it into. Let me get my blending brushes on deck. I am gonna go into Dulce de Leche, which is this shade right here. I'm gonna be very honest with you guys, I really like the matte shades. These are shades that I use on a daily basis, so I really, really like them. Off of first impressions, picking up some shadow off the palette. It has kickback, but it doesn't have too much kickback. So again, I don't mind if it has fallout, as long as they're easy to blend out or whatever. So I'm just going to start packing this color in my transition area, windshield wiper motions back and forth. Okay, so that was like one, coat, and I feel like it's pigmented. I'm just gonna go in and do the other eye real quick. I'm gonna take my Morphe M411, which is my favorite brush for the lower lash line, and I'm just going to pick some of Dulce de Leche on that same brush and buff it on my lower lash line. So now I'm going to move on to the M433 by Morphe, and I'm going to take the shade Cajeta, which is like a dark kind of, it's like a terracotta kind of color. Really, really like it. And I'm also going to pop this on the crease area right underneath Dulce de Leche, but I'm going to concentrate it on my outer V and then work it inwards. It's going on a little bit patchy. Like, you can see some type of separation right there. You guys are probably not going to be able to see because of the camera, but I don't know what that is. I will say with the ones that I'm using so far, I feel like they're very, very pigmented, and they're also very easy to work with. Like they're very, very blendable. So I feel like if you're a beginner in makeup, like myself, I am not a pro whatsoever. So I feel like I like how this palette can work with me. You know what I mean? Like it can work with any level of artistry that you have, like whether you're a beginner or you're a master, you know, in makeup. One thing I will say though, makeup is different on everybody. What might work out for me might not work out for you, and vice versa. It's the beauty of makeup. I like to give that little disclaimer every time I do a review, just in case I don't like a product or it just did not work out for me. I feel like it's important to address that makeup is different on everybody. So I'm now taking the shade Chocolate Fudge, which is the brown shade in the palette, and I'm going to deepen my outer V with this shade. Ooh, I like it. I like it. You know what I kind of feel like doing with this shade? Kind of like smoking out my entire eye, but I'm not going to do that because I do have a fall makeup tutorial that looks exactly like it, and I actually want to use one of the shimmer shadows from the palette, so I'm not going to go crazy yet. But if you guys want to see more tutorials using the palette, please let me know. I don't know what might be missing in the matte shadows from this palette, but they're very pigmented, but I feel like they go on patchy. Like you can see the separation of color. I don't know, you guys are probably not going to be able to see because everything looks good on camera, but I don't know. I feel like it looks darker in some areas than like other areas. And even if I go back in and try to like pack on more color, it still won't stick. It's giving me some type of like patchiness, whereas I see it looks like blotchy, you know what I mean? That's the word, blotchy. That sucks. I'm gonna take Cookies No Cream. I love the name. This is like, it's like very powdery, that shade. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to pack it on the outer part of my eye. I will say is that I'm working with a black shadow, and even though it's patchy, as you guys can see, I have no type of fallout whatsoever, so I really appreciate that. I feel like there's definitely hits and misses so far with this palette, but we'll see. We'll see once I'm done with this how I feel. Okay, you guys, I am done blending. My hands hurt. They don't hurt, but I've just been blending for quite a while. Honestly, I feel like I have better palettes in my collection. This is by far definitely not one of my favorite palettes right now. I feel like I still have to like continue to play around with it, but the fact that it's giving me a lot of patchiness, just not happy. I'm gonna go ahead and pop on a shimmery shadow on the lid. I was gonna cut my crease to kind of intensify, you know, the shimmer shadow, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm actually just gonna apply it with my finger. Which one should I apply? Okay, so I'm gonna apply the shade Cotton Candy right here, which is like the pink shade from the palette. And I'm just gonna apply it directly. Oh yes, honey, give it to me. I'm going to apply it directly from my finger just because I feel like these shimmery shadows, because there's so much glitter in them, I feel like they'll apply better with your finger. get that pigment in there. I don't know, this shit looks more cool tone than anything, and I think it's because of the black. I'm getting mad. I'm gonna take some of the shade Raspberry from the palette. I mean Black Raspberry, which is like the purple shade. I'm just going to pack this right here so I can like deepen up the situation. Bring some color back to the look. I'm gonna buff some of Cajeta on my lower lash line row. Alright you guys, so I went ahead and popped on her lipstick. This is in the shade Shala. I also have some of her highlight on my skin today, and I just popped on some lashes and mascara. And this is what the final eye is looking like. So I'm gonna be very, very honest with you guys, as always, as I try to be all the damn time here on my channel. It is what it is, you know? It's not my cup of tea, but I don't hate it either. So I feel like it's a very easy to work with palette. You know, I feel like the shadows have pigment to them, but I also do feel like there is some type of inconsistency where the formula is a little bit patchy. Black Raspberry, Cookies No Cream, and Chocolate Fudge. I basically tried all of the mattes in this palette, and I don't know, maybe it's because I mix so much shades, which it never happens to me, so I don't think that's the issue. I really do feel like it's these colors, I don't know, there's just a lot of patchiness. After all, I feel like with the lashes, my look looks bomb as fuck. Like, I feel like I look good, you know what I mean? Like, I would definitely go out. I don't see anything wrong with it at all whatsoever. Even up close, I feel like it kind of like tunes into the look, and I feel like it kind of goes together. I feel like that black kind of made the look a little bit more cool tone, if you will. So, I mean, after all, I feel like, yes, there is some type of patchiness, but I also do think that the palette is worth it. So I really, really like it, and I'm definitely going to continue to play around with it and do more looks with it. I'm also going to be doing a get ready with me, a full get ready with me in Spanish using her products, because I want to give this palette another chance. My question is, and I feel like the real question is, are these shimmery shadows going to last a really long time? You know what, I'm going to put some on my inner tear duct real quick. I'm going to spritz my brush with some Morphe Continuous Setting Spray, because that's normally what I would use, and I'm just going to pop this yellow shade, which is called Rompope. I'm going to pop it right here. Oh yes, bitch. See what I mean? They're pigmented. I'm not gonna lie, they're very, very pigmented. I really, really like the shadows, but the shimmery shadow that I applied on my lid, I feel like it was just plain glitter and it just went everywhere, even though I like the finished look. I like how it looks. So it's definitely a palette that it's not my favorite, but I don't hate it either. Alright guys, so with that being said, I do give this palette my thumbs up for approval. I feel like if you like Jackie and, you know, if you want to support her brand, like I said, it is a Mexican Latina, you know, brand. So I feel like it would be nice for all of us, you know, to support her. I really like the palette. I think you guys should get it. Like I said, if you're a beginner in makeup, I feel like you would really, you know, get use out of it. Yeah, I really, really like it. I actually like how it looks. I don't know, it's giving me like her vibes, you know what I mean? Like this dark eye going on. I wasn't liking it at first, but I feel like the lashes kind of tied everything together. But by far, this has to be my favorite product that she's launched. I feel like the pigment on this is unreal. Unreal. Please let me know that you guys like my Jdez reviews by giving this video a thumbs up. And if you want me to continue to review her products here on my channel, please let me know. Also, if you're not yet a part of our TSQUAD family and you would like to join, don't forget to subscribe in the link down below. It's free, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Snapchat and on Instagram, because when I'm not here, I'm most likely over there. That being said, guys, I will catch you guys in my next video very soon. Bye, guys.